Type 4 hair is pretty much black people hair. Not all black people have type 4 hair, but I've never seen type 4 hair on somebody who was not black or did not have black somewhere in their lineage. Just know that you can't moisturize or co-wash your way from type 4 hair into type 3 hair. And that's kind of the perception that is prevalent on the internet right now. As YouTube started getting popular, so people would put in, how to care for natural hair, and they would see somebody who clearly didn't have the same kind of hair as them pop up. And so you might see somebody of color, but they don't necessarily have type 4 hair. You start looking for type 4 hair care guidelines. You start typing again and you realize, hey, I'm not even 4A. I'm way on the other end of the spectrum for C or for Z. Like, my hair is off the hair typing scale. I'm not curly at all. I barely got a coil. Where are the videos? Hi, my name is Mimi and welcome to my channel Untwisted, where I share tips and tricks to help you simplify your natural hair care routine. And today I wanted to chat a little bit about type 4 hair. I want to explain what it was and just some information that will help you learn how to care for your hair if you happen to be a type 4 natural. Okay, so the first thing I will do is explain in kind of layman's terms what type 4 hair is. Type 4 hair is pretty much black people hair. Not all black people have type 4 hair, but I've never seen type 4 hair on somebody who was not black or did not have black somewhere in their lineage. So black hair is the type of hair that is most associated with black people. For me, that's the easiest way to explain it to somebody. As a kid, if you were born in like the 90s or earlier, you probably heard that you had to get a perm. Your mother put your hair in a bunch of little ponytails or some cornrows until you were a certain age, and then the next thing was a perm, a relaxer. The way people used to be taught to manage type 4 hair is to relax it. In fact, the inventor of the hair typing system originally said the best thing you can do, well, let me not put words in his mouth, but he suggested that type 4 hair is best managed by applying relaxer. So type 4 hair, yeah, it's black people hair. I think it's beautiful. It's kinky. It does take a little bit more TLC, but as I've gone along my natural journey, I love it and I wouldn't change it for the world. So that's the first thing, is like just my quick explanation about what type 4 hair is. The second thing you should know if you have type 4 hair is that the curly girl method wasn't really created with type 4 hair in mind. It was created, the curly hair movement was more created with type 3 curlies in mind. They were the curlies who washed their hair often, who couldn't quite find the right products to do their hair, and they like straightened it and flat ironed it and blow dried it several times a week because they were not confident and couldn't find the right products to enhance their curls. There's nothing wrong with the curly girl method in the curly girl world. Just know that it wasn't really like created with people with type 4 hair in mind, and some of the principles apply, but if you try it and it doesn't work, just know the reason why is that it wasn't really created for you. Fast forward to the natural hair movement. The natural hair movement was more aimed at people with relaxers who decided to stop relaxing their hair and had a more kinky, coily, highly textured hair that wasn't even socially acceptable until like the 2000s and maybe a period of time in the 1960s. So while it's true that the curly girls face challenges finding products to work with their curls and just finding the information they needed to be able to maintain their curls without straightening it, once they got there, their curls were considered okay. Type 4 has been a bit more of a journey because really there was very little information about how to care for our hair. So we kind of like grabbed onto the curly girl movement and found some things that worked and didn't work. But natural hair is still a little bit different from the curly girl method. So if you try the co-washing and eliminating silicones and all this other stuff, just know your type 4 hair will still be type 4 hair, and that's okay. So what your healthy moisturized hair looks like is not going to be what healthy moisturized type 3 hair looks like, and that's okay. And the reason why people have a hard time finding information on type 4 hair was, again, because the curly movement and the natural hair movement, two kind of different movements happening around the same time, as YouTube started getting popular. So people would put in, you know, how to care for natural hair, and they would see somebody who clearly didn't have the same kind of hair as them pop up. Okay, how to care for natural hair. And again, so you might see somebody of color, but they don't necessarily have type 4 hair. So you watch it and it's good, and you're just like, my hair is never going to look like that. So you would type in again, how to care for, you did some research and maybe saw a forum and said, oh, okay, there are different types of natural hair. There's type 3 hair and there's type 4 hair. I'm type 4. So boom, boom, boom. You start looking for type 4 hair care guidelines, and you see somebody who's 4A. And you say, hey, okay, their hair is nice. I'm not quite that. Boom, 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 boom. So you start typing again, and you find somebody who is, you start typing again, and you realize, hey, I'm not even 4A. I'm way on the other end of the spectrum for C or for Z. Like, my hair is off the hair typing scale. I'm not curly at all. I barely got a coil. Where are the videos for me? So then you start typing, okay, natural hair care for type 4C hair. And there's not much out there. So what happens is people realize that people kind of capitalized on that a little bit, where they realize if they tag their video as either natural or type 4 or type 4C hair care, it's easier to get views because there's so many people looking for it out there and so few people who can deliver it. So you have type 3 curlies who are posing as type 4 curlies. It is what it is right now, but just know that applying the techniques of the curly girl method may not work for you. Applying those curly girl method techniques is not going to turn your type 4 hair into type 3 hair. And I'm speaking to myself 10 years ago, because I thought I had type 3 hair. My hair just wasn't popping because my mother put mineral oil on it, or my hair wasn't popping because I wasn't co-washing. My hair wasn't popping because I wasn't putting enough gel. If you have type 4 hair, your type 4 hair will still be type 4 hair despite applying the principles of the curly girl method. And that is okay. Try it. If it does good things for your hair, stick with it. Just know that you can't moisturize or co-wash your way from type 4 hair into type 3 hair. And that's kind of the perception that is prevalent on the internet right now. So that's my second tip, is the curly girl method is helpful, but if you try it and you find it's not working for you as a type 4 curly, move on. A type 4 hair, just because of the structure of the hair, is naturally prone to dryness. People with straight hair, everybody produces naturally some sebum from their scalp. And the more kinks and curls you have in your hair, the harder it is for the scalp oil to work its way from your scalp to the ends of your hair. So being a type 4 hair, whether it's very defined or not, you have a lot of obstacles, zigzags or coils, what have you, that keep the natural moisturizing, protecting oil from your scalp from getting all the way down to the ends. So the way you overcome that is by compensating with products and oils. I'm not going to get too deep into that video, but I will advise you to go check out Curl Chemistry, because she describes different types of oils. Some oils penetrate the hair and some oils protect the hair, and you need to use them at the right point in time in your hair regimen to get to keep your type 4 hair moisturized, and once it's moisturized, to lock that moisture in. Again, so my girl Curl Chemistry has a great video about that, about different types of oils and the right time to use them. Okay, so that's the third thing about type 4 natural hair that you should know. The fourth thing you should know about natural hair is that it's more prone to breakage, just because of the large amount of kinks and coils and Z's, whatever type you have a lot of them. And every time there's a kink or coil or a bend in the hair, it is a little weaker at that point. So your hair is just naturally a little bit more prone to breakage. And that's okay, because with the right styling techniques, you can overcome that. So you want to be gentle when you detangle your hair. You want to detangle your hair while it's coated either in an oil or conditioner, so that the strands just kind of separate, and your comb can more easily slide through. And that's another reason it's more prone to breakage, just because it's more prone to tangles and knots. So honestly, through the years, I have found out it's best for my hair, while I enjoy a braid out or twist out or a bantu knot out, it's best for me to twist my hair up or put it in 2 braids or 2 flat twists, or just something to keep it out the way. Down and out styles. There are people out there with type 4 hair who have achieved great lengths by rocking that. It hasn't really worked out for me. So you just want to pamper your type 4 hair, because it's just a little bit more prone to breakage than other hair types. So that's the fourth thing you should know. With that being said, there are people who are genuinely type 4 hair who have been able to achieve great lengths. So if you follow some people who are type 4, truly type 4, and it's hard out there to figure out who really is and who's really not type 4, because everybody just tags their type 4 hair video, because we are the ones out there looking for information and not finding what we need, or people who truly have hair like ours. But that being said, you can still achieve great. With that being said, you can still achieve great lengths with type 4 hair. With the right hair care, you don't have to hide under braids all the time. You don't have to hide under wigs all the time. You can learn how to care for your hair and love it into a great length. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, I plan to keep providing helpful hair care tips and styles when I can. I'm at a point in my hair care journey where I am trying to buy less products. I'm trying to do less things and to work my hair back to health. My hair is not in great shape. I got a 6-month-old, pregnancy, postpartum, wreaks havoc. This is my second kid, the second time. My hair will literally start coming out in clumps due to postpartum shedding. So if you want to watch me kind of nurse my hair back to health and just like do the minimum amount of things for the maximum impact, or just to get ideas on hairstyles, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching.